Boom, boom, bam. Welcome back to another edition of the Great Debate Show. If it's your first time joining me here at the Great Debate Show, well, I hope this episode is, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, interesting, intriguing enough for you to come back if it's your first time. And if it's not, thank you for coming back to the Great Debate Show. I do this weekdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, here on TikTok and YouTube. I'm a little bit late today. I've been out in the neighborhood chasing my dog for whatever reason. I've got a fence problem in my backyard, and he kind of tends to want to slip up under there and run away. Or at least I don't think we see it as running away, but I think he's just kind of observing the neighborhood a little bit more. But anyway, I apologize for being a little late. I found my dog, and now we're all good. So back to business. I got a few things to talk about. Not a whole lot going on right now, but guess what? The NFL training camp officially opens. Most teams start today. By tomorrow, everybody will officially be in a training camp in the NFL. And today I'm going to do 5 teams that can get to the playoffs. 5 new NFL teams that can get to the playoffs. Some of them were just in the playoffs the previous seasons before last year. Some of them hadn't to the playoffs in quite a while. But who are the 5 teams that you think will be new in the NFL playoffs this year? We always talk about these teams that are going to be good or going to get better. And then sometimes teams that look good the previous year, they kind of have a setback, and they don't really evolve like we thought they were. So there are going to be some teams that are not going to repeat last season. Who will that be? I don't know. The NFL has been pretty predictable lately. You get the same Ravens, out of the North, the Bills out of the East, the Texans out of the South, and of course, the Chiefs out of the West. Every year, it's the same old teams. Same thing for the NFC. I mean, the East is going to be a different team every year, but it's still going to be Philly or Dallas for the most part. Now Washington is back in the mix. So how was that going to do? Then you've got the South. It's Tampa Bay pretty much every year. The North, Detroit is kind of tucked over there. And in the West, it's San Francisco or LA, one or the other. Still waiting on Arizona to arrive. Still waiting on Seattle to get back. There has to be something different. And I think it will be this year. Where will it be? Well, that's what you got your unk for. Your favorite unk in the world, Uncle JJ, here at the Great Debate Show. Weekdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, I'm talking to you. Now, I want to say something before I give you my list. I want to also let it be known that Chris Paul is now going back to the LA Clippers. He hadn't been there in, I don't know, maybe a decade, but he's back with the Clippers. He was thinking about retirement, and I kind of wish he had just done that, because right now they look like, I don't know, just a bunch of senior citizens when you look at their roster. We're tired of seeing the same old faces, or all of these big 3 faces get together, these athletes, these stars who are kind of over the hump, or maybe just a little past their prime. I don't know what you think about James Harden with Kawhi Leonard and now Chris Paul added to the addition. Last year, Harden and Kawhi Leonard only played half a season together. They added Bradley Beal. He's went over there after his buyout with Phoenix. Now Chris Paul has went over there. So once again, small. They've got the backcourt. What about the front court? If anybody could tell me what their bigs look like, then we can actually consider putting the LA Clippers in the fold of everything. All right, let me speak to everybody. Grand Rising Kings and Queens, to everyone on TikTok and everyone on YouTube. I'm back. Better than ever, baby. Up in this biatch. I'm a little disappointed with you all. I'm glad that you're jumping in here right now. I'm trying to give everybody time to get in here so I can put you in detention or time out or whatever. I'm just waiting on everybody to be seated and get ready for class today, okay? And I hate to make this seem like class, but I told you all Thursday before I left that I was going to be busy and I wasn't going to be able to be live on Friday. I wasn't, but I promised you that I would have a video uploaded at the regular scheduled programming, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Nobody, damn near nobody came to YouTube to check out that video where I did top 10 edge rushers currently in the NFL. I did that after TJ Watt got that big extension that we talked about on Thursday. I had a lot to talk about on Thursday, and I still made a tape and put it up for Friday. It has like 25 views. Now, why is that? I've got more than 25 people watching right now. So I'm here to ask you a question, not to complain, not to be bitching. It is what it is, but are you telling me you're only going to watch the Great Debate Show if I'm live? Only? Now, a lot of you already get impatient and you like to say the same comments over and over and keep typing it until I read it. I don't have to read your comments. To the people that does that, I like talking to you all. I like having these great debates with you all. However, I'm the podcaster, okay? I'm here to do the content. I'm here to do the talking. You're here to watch me talk. You're here to listen to me, okay? Don't be here only because I don't know, only because what? Because I'm reading your comments, or do you just like the live experience? I'm not sure, but I won't know if you don't tell me. I asked you to watch the video, leave your comments below. Nobody did it. Now, I had a few people, like I said, 25. If you're one of those 25 that came to watch that video, I appreciate it. But I don't appreciate that video not having any numbers. It's bad. There are gonna be times where I can't be here live at the regular scheduled time every day. I'm doing this to get better acquainted with my community, with my audience, and to, of course, get the numbers up. But while doing so, I need you to still watch the content, whether it's live or not. That kind of tells me you just want me to be here talking to you. And I'm not here to talk to you. I'm here to do the talking. And you're here to listen. If you're not here for that, maybe you should leave. Maybe you should unfollow. Maybe you should unsubscribe. I'm not sure. But if you watched it, thank you. But only 25 people did. You know? Only 25 of you did. So yeah, I got a problem with that. The Great Debate Show will not continue to go on if there's nobody watching. This is not a hobby. I'm not doing it just because I like talking sports. I love talking sports, but I'm not doing it for nothing at all. Everybody's here to monetize their podcast, okay? And so I just wanted to just say that to get the show started. I'm about to stop talking and get into my show, but I will not continue to stop and read this and read that just to make you feel good. I do this because this is what I do. But if I'm scratching your back and you can't scratch mine, the hell with it. Why would I continue to scratch your back? That episode is a good video. That's a good video uploaded right now and nobody has saw it. If you like your unk so much, go check the video out, okay? Nobody better not ask me shit about top 10 edge rushers. And whoever you are that are still trying to come in here and be a co-host, I'm not done talking. You're gonna get declined every time. I ain't got no problem with you coming in, but right now I'm talking. You see what I mean? Y'all just like to do what y'all want to do. This ain't your show. If you want a podcast, get you a podcast. Everybody's doing it. Why not? But yeah, my video from Friday, nobody watched it. And yes, I'm very disappointed in it because I'm not doing this just for a hobby. I'm not doing this for free. I'm doing this because I want you all to watch and subscribe and follow. And if you do that, then you will be notified every time a video is up. Okay? And thank you for watching, Jake. Thank you. But it's 24 other people that did, and I don't know if they're in here or not, but it's a lot of you that didn't, okay? And I don't appreciate that. If you just like the live experience, then say it. And if so, what is it about it that you like? Because then I'll have to figure out how can I go live at different times, because I won't be able to do it every day at this time, probably. So I just need to know. That's when I say things like, let me know in the comments, let me know what kind of content you would like for me to provide. What am I not talking about enough that you would like to hear me talk more of? That's why I ask these questions. But if you don't tell me, I'm going to continue to run the show the way I want to run the show, because it is my show at the end of the day. All right? I just wanted to say that. There's a video up right now from Friday, and the past 72 hours, none of you have watched it. I just wanted to say that. All right, now I'm here to talk about sports, and I'm talking about the top 5 teams. 5 new NFL teams that can make the playoffs this year. Training camp is officially open. Chris Paul is an LA Clipper. Bradley Beal is an LA Clipper. Is there anything else? There was some fights over the weekend that I did not watch. Manny Pacquiao stepped back in the ring. He got screwed by the judges once again. If anybody can tell me why the fuck Manny Pacquiao always gets screwed out of his matches, please tell me. I would like to know why. And I wish he'd just stay away. I think I understand why he keeps coming back. It's not just the love and passion for the sport, but it's hard to hate Pacquiao because he's such a good dude. He's a philanthropist. He just always gives. Some of the reason why he has to get back in the ring and take the physical punishment that you take in a match. But I hear he won the match. He should have won the match, but they got a majority draw. That's what they got, a majority draw. They don't have him winning. So with a majority draw, the champion retains the title. And I can't even think of who that guy was he fought. In the UFC, we had some stuff in the octagon where Dustin Poirier had his last match against Holloway, Max Holloway. Holloway got him in the victory. I think that was in a decision or whatever. I didn't watch that either. But when I heard Lil Wayne was going to bring Dustin Poirier out to the octagon, I said, oh, well, I know he's losing. And he did. It was his last match. That's what made it memorable or whatever. I don't really just get to watch the UFC matches like I used to. But that's what I know. It was a lot of fights going on in boxing and the UFC over the weekend. I'm only interested in the one coming up in less than 2 months now, and that is Canelo and Crawford. I have broke that down a little bit. I have covered that match, that fight for September 13th in Las Vegas a few times. I've even had a boxing guest on my show. Some people said they would love to see me with more guests on the show. That episode is on YouTube. If you want to go check it out, follow our YouTube channel, The Great Debate Show. All right, let me get into these names. What's up to Josiah Yeet? He's always rocking with me every day. I appreciate you, Josiah. Jake, what's up, man? He says, I watched the video from Friday. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. That was the best video you posted. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of people would know if they watched, but they just wait on the live stream to pop up. And I've said many times, it ain't gonna always be like that. I'm asking these questions because I need to know, should I continue to go on or should I just stop? If y'all want the content, it's there. You have to be able to watch it whether it's live or not. Thank you for watching though, Jake. Rob said, thoughts on the Steelers' new uniform? It doesn't look that new to me. Rob, it doesn't look that new to me. Mad Bird in the building said, I had a draw as well. Okay. Well, I didn't watch the fight, so I can't debate with you on that. If you think it's a draw, then cool. It's just that I assumed, and this is what I get for assuming. I only make you, me, everybody looks like an ass, right? I get it. So I shouldn't assume, but everybody knows when he has a fight, and we've seen it before him, have fights that he kind of won, and it ends up in a draw, and then we're like, man, Pacquiao got screwed again. How they keep doing this shit, man? So I just assume that he probably won that fight too. But Mad Bird is on YouTube saying that's exactly how he had it. So maybe the judges did do the right thing. Max clearly won. That was the UFC fight. Holloway beating Dustin Poirier. Didn't see that one either. Was it good though, Mad Bird? Was it a good fight? Did you get your money's worth out of it? Jake said, nah, man, keep going. Mad Bird, I agree with you. Okay, thanks. Thank y'all for joining me here. That New York boy is in the building too. Says, sup? What's up, man? I'm back doing this regular day-to-day thing that I do on weekdays. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Okay. Elias Aguirre said, where can I watch to interact? Well, I go live here, weekdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. What I'm complaining about this morning is that, or what I'm disappointed about is that I'm not going to be live every day. And as soon as I know I'm not, I'll try to let everyone know. I informed everyone Thursday that Friday would not be a live episode. I had a lot of work to do. But I put the episode out. Top 10 NFL edge rushers. Nobody watched it. That's the second time that's happened. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it today. Because I've done this a few weeks ago. I forgot what the title of the episode was. Nobody watched it. It wasn't a live stream. If there's a different time y'all want me to go live, let me know. We can try to work that out. Because it seems like you only want me here live. That's what it seems. I bet I didn't get anyone from TikTok to watch that video on YouTube. I bet I didn't. Well, you should have saw it on TikTok because the video's on TikTok as well. It just wasn't live. But around 11 p.m., around noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific, that video was up. About a good 40-minute video. Me breaking down the top 10 edge rushers, their pass rush win rates, their sacks, their pressures, all of that. I pretty much broke it down. Yep. Thank you. But thank you for the comment again, New York boy. And Mad Bird could have been better. Dustin did have the best outing. Oh, it didn't have the best outing. I figured that. New York boy said sorry. It's okay. It's okay, man. Look, everybody, if you didn't hear me say it, cool. But, you know, was anybody wondering where was he at Friday? I was telling you Thursday, video's going to be up. And I'm only complaining about it because this means you're not subscribed. Because if you were subscribed, I know damn well the Great Debate Show would have popped up in that algorithm somewhere. And that's what I'm still trying to do, work my way up the algorithm. Hector Ortega just joined. Brain said, let's go 49ers. That's right. Bang, bang. Thank you, Brian. Elias said, I'm new, brother. This is my first time seeing you, but I just followed and about to go watch the video. Thank you, Elias. I appreciate it. And look, if this is your first time here, of course I'm not talking to you. I mean, the people that I get here every day, some of the same people that know Uncle JJ, that have been watching Uncle JJ. And I just want to let it be known, if you only want live streams, please step up and say so. Because that's what it seems. That video did terrible. Not that I got thousands and thousands of views on any of my videos yet. You know, because I still got new people coming in. Whose house? I like that. What's up, Hunch? Huncho TV in the building. But yeah, thank you, Elias, for following, subscribing. E-Money said, my bad, man, had a call. Did you answer? What's your record this year, bro? What's your record this year? You mean the 49ers? Who are you talking about? If you're talking about my Niners, I have already gave my prediction, though. Matter of fact, I've done all of the divisions so far. Not really a prediction, but more of a early look. Just an early look, an early preview at what I think these teams are going to be. And I hate to say it, but those videos are on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's gonna be in the description. NFC West, AFC West, NFC South, AFC South. All of those videos are up. Yep. But thank you, Elias. Thank you, E-Money. Thank you, Brian, for joining me. Niner in the building. When are they going to show our rival edition jersey? I don't know, Niner. Juan in the building said, what's up, Debo? I ain't Debo. Niner, wish they'd reveal our rival. Okay. See. Okay, stop reading that shit. Just a bunch of people repeating the same shit. Impatient motherfuckers. I'm going to read it when I read it, and if I don't, I don't. No, I'm not on Twitch, Elias. TikTok, YouTube, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And then immediately after that, if I have time, I go on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, and I do it all over again because I don't have enough devices to be on all 4 streaming platforms at the same time yet. I'm working on that. Hopefully by the NFL season, when it kicks off, I will be able to be on them all at once. But noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific has been the time for the past 2-3 months now. I hope you enjoy what you see, Elias, and you keep coming back for the content. Chandler Pennington just followed the live. Thank you. Elias said Canelo. Okay. Dude put hands and feet on him. I think he's talking about that boxing match. You mean Pacquiao, Elias? There's no way he didn't win. Are you talking about the Pacquiao fight? Dude was a mayor. He's talking about the Pacquiao fight. They still have one of the greatest runs of all time. Who was that? Marco Adams talking about KD as a Houston Rocket. That is true. Super Bowl losing streak, says guys. Who? Elias Aguirre. So you specifically just talk sports? I do. I mean, I'm thinking about going outside the box, but man, I got to get more people in here. And I had somebody, and that might have slipped through the cracks. And she was going to help me out with the show. And we were going to actually evolve where we went from just sports entertainment to a lot of other things. It's just some stuff I'm not comfortable with talking about. I don't like to do politics. You found yourself getting canceled real quick when you just do politics. And, you know, social events, social things, injustices that are going on in the world today. I don't really like to go that deep into it because when I do, I have strong opinions and I have strong takes. And it's just easy to get canceled. It just is. And I mean, again, you can't cancel me, like I said. Unc already been canceled long time ago. And it was when I used to talk. conspiracy theories and things like that. I've been canceled. So I try to stay away from stuff like that. But if she decided to come back to the table and we came up with a good idea on how we could do a mixture of both and have a good balance with that, then it would be more than just sports. But she kind of wanted to talk about stuff like, man, the topic when Ebony K. Williams, this kind of famous attorney out there, who made this comment about she doesn't want to date a bus driver. She wants to date the person that owns the bus. Stuff like that, you know, like a battle with a sexist type shit. Those are probably great debates, but I need her in here to gain, you know, more people to come to the show. Right now, I just probably got a bunch of guys. And every now and then there's a few women who say, yeah, I like sports. I watch sports. But for the most part, in order for me to expand, yeah, I know I probably got to step outside the box. There's just some things I don't know if I'm willing to debate. Because people don't know how to agree to disagree all the time. Compton in the building, 77. What's up with you? Thank you for joining me. The lovely 97 in the building. How do you feel about Will Levis out for the season? I hate it for him. Tough. I don't think he was going to get much playing time anyway, though. Couldn't get traded. Bummer. That's all I can say. Sorry to hear it. And the Titans need to focus on a backup quarterback now, I guess. But I think they're in good hands with Cam Ward, their #1 pick. All right, Jake is talking over here. Let me see what he's talking about before I give y'all my list. And today I'm talking about 5 new NFL teams that can make the postseason this year. Elias, thank you for the comment. Flight in the building. 49ers greater than Falcons. No debate here. What's up, OG? Says Fight Digital. What's up, man? How you doing? Marco Adams. Zakari. Jason. Zakari said, when are you cashing in? Man, it needs to be soon. SummerSlam. Did y'all check out the theory that I have? The interesting theory that I have on Seth Rollins and him possibly cashing in at SummerSlam. Check that episode out. It's on the YouTube channel. If you hadn't saw it, it's pretty good. It's on the episode where I talk top 25 NFL teams of the past 25 years / Seth Rollins theory. You'll see that video in the description on YouTube. If you go follow the Great Debate Show on YouTube, subscribe, you may want to catch that content out. Some good stuff that I got on Seth Rollins, on why he's not really injured, or he's hurt, but that's not a legitimate injury. It's just too much back and forth on what's going on with that, so y'all may want to check that episode out. And there was some content yesterday, some footage, where Becky Lynch put a video of Seth Rollins on crutches and a knee brace on the sidewalk somewhere in the neighborhood walking with his daughter, just to show us that he's on crutches. Okay, don't you think the WWE are trying a little too hard to convince us that he's legitimately injured? Yeah, he's cashing in at SummerSlam, and I think he was cashing in on CM Punk after he defeats Gunther. Now, if that doesn't happen, it's only because Triple H, who sees us all as a bunch of marks, realizes that we've yet caught on to his game plan again, and he'll tweak it, hit us with a swerve, and maybe he'll just let Seth cash in on Cena or Cody Rhodes. Just like Naomi did, cashing in on the last champion that you think that they would cash in on. Then again, that'd probably be the plan anyway. But he's going to be there at SummerSlam, and he's going to cash in. And I explain why I have that theory if you check that video out. Okay. Bengals all day, says Deadshot. Okay. I'm going to talk about the Bengals here in a minute. What's up, Gabe? What's up, Marco Adams? Everybody, thank y'all for joining me. All right, I got shit to talk about. Jennings and Ayuk going to ball out. Are Jennings and Ayuk going to be playing in September? Week 1. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Lions fan 2121 in the building. All of y'all, I thank you for joining me right now. Locker fellow, everybody. Jake over here saying, I say keep doing the videos when you aren't going live, but if you have something to do, don't do another video. I don't want YouTube to intervene with your everyday life. Thank you, Jake. I'm going to watch all of your videos and like your comment, but it will take a while. Yeah, for everyone I know. Thank you for the words, Jake. OCCJ says you should start posting shorts so it's easier for people to find your content on YouTube. That's how I find your live streams. That's how I found your live streams. Okay. Thank you. Good comment. I'll keep that in mind. You know what? My last short did do like over 1,000 views, which is crazy. That's the best one in quite some time. So, yeah, I make a lot of reels for TikTok, a lot of reels that I throw up on X and IG. But that's one thing I don't do. I guess because I spend 2 hours a day with you all live, yeah, I guess I didn't see the purpose in that. But you're right. There's still always more people to reach. I appreciate y'all comments, man. Y'all don't even have to give a damn, so I appreciate that. Yeah, more shorts on YouTube coming right up. Thank you, OC. I can get Maven Huffman on the show. You want that? Maven Huffman. Who is that, man? Who is that, Jake? Sorry for the spelling. My spelling sucks today. That's all right. Who is Maven Huffman? I know you're not talking about the former wrestler Maven. I know he's got a show now, or he does. He talks about a lot of things from his days in wrestling, which it wasn't that long either. But yeah, he's had some pretty. I don't know who you talking about there, Jake. Let me know. All right, so let me get to this list, and I don't really have much else to talk about. Again, training camp officially starts everywhere tomorrow, but a lot of teams reported today, and the rookies reported last week. So training camp is officially underway. Mad Bird said, yeah, that's who he's talking about. Okay. Man, if you could get Maven on my podcast, yeah, please, hook it up for me. Yeah, I would love that. Anybody in the WWE would be great. I was waiting on a few people to hit me back from the weekend, and then they haven't. I won't even mention the names that I was trying to get on this show. One is a boxer, and I'm not going to hear back from any of these people, though, so it is what it is. We'll try to just keep going until eventually people realize who the Great Debate Show is, what it is, and say, yeah, I'll do an interview. Maybe. We're just going to keep on pushing, though. Guys, every year there's new teams that goes to the playoffs. And you never know who it's going to be, you know? But you can't always just assume there's going to be the same NFL teams every single year. Now, again, I've mentioned, we have had some of the same division winners. Buffalo continues to win the East. We know KC continues to win the West. Houston has got the South on lock. And Detroit, who is it? Baltimore has got the North on lock. Go to the NFC. Detroit, hasn't it been like 2 straight years they won the North? They pretty much got that. Tampa Bay's got the South on lock. The East, yeah, it's a different team every year, but it's still one of the same 2 teams. Philly, Dallas. Philly, Dallas. Now Washington is in the mix. And we're waiting on the Giants to arrive. And then in the West, it's the 49ers or the Rams every damn year. We're still waiting on the Cardinals to arrive. And we're waiting to see when are the Seahawks going to return. So, if we've got the division winners on lock, who are going to be the second place teams that have a record good enough that can make a wild card spot? You know? Who is that going to be? Now, last year, the AFC West had 3 teams. 3. KC, of course, the Broncos, and the Chargers. Will those 3 repeat? I don't know. It depends on what happens over there in the East. Is anybody going to do anything other than Buffalo? People are high on the Patriots. I don't know if I should be high on the Patriots or not. They spent money in free agency, and they look better on paper. But that's just on paper. There's a team in the AFC East that I actually expect to do better than the Patriots. Yep. And I'm going to start the list off with that team. The New York Jets. Call me crazy. I just got this gut feeling, and my gut usually doesn't lie to me. But call me crazy. Jake said WWE wrestler. Yeah, I'm with that, brother. If you're talking about him, bring him. And I appreciate that, Jake. We definitely got to chop it up on that. I'm talking about the 5 new teams that could make the playoffs this year in the NFL 2025 season, and I'm starting with the New York Jets as my number 5 team. Why? Well, I like Aaron Glenn, the new head coach, who left the Detroit Lions as their DC. I like Justin Fields, who's got all that untapped potential that I'm still waiting on him to just unwrap and unleash it on the league. Not so good in Pittsburgh, but he wasn't bad either. And I don't know if it was partially him or the offensive line or Arthur Smith calling plays. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But I don't think that they got the most out of him. Now, I understand that the Steelers felt like, hey, man, you know what? We're going to get Aaron Rodgers. We're just going to wait on him. Because Justin Fields and Russell Wilson just are not it for us. Okay, I get it, Pittsburgh. I get it. And I hope they made the right decision. But I'm not sure if Mike Tomlin has put together the best coaching staff, the best assistants offensively to help this team. I'm not sure if he has the best assistants on the defensive side. Because all it seems like is the Pittsburgh Steelers just keep doubling down and reaching on defensive players and contracts, and they're not getting any better. If anything, they kind of take steps back instead of forward. When are they ever top 5 or top 10 in defense any year lately? So what are the Steelers? I'm saying all of that to say this. Justin Fields didn't have the best situation. And I know it's going to an organization where it's like, and you think it's going to get better with the Jets organization? Well, they've let so much of the cancerous stuff out of the building. Aaron Rodgers is gone. That coaching staff is gone. All the people that he handpicked and wanted over there, from Nathan McDaniel or whatever his name is, that trash offensive coordinator, and what was the other guy who became the interim head coach after Aaron Rodgers got Robert Saleh fired? The defense looked bad after he got fired. I mean, there's just a lot of things that went on with the Jets organization where I'm saying they had a cancer in the building. And now that they went through some chemo, or the cancer just went away, it's gone. And I just like the new faces. I like a new start, a new scenery for Justin Fields. Garrett Wilson just got paid. He's got some talent over there. He's got a running back in the backfield in Breece Hall. They drafted okay. Sauce Gardner is going to stay there on the defensive side. He's a baller in the secondary. I just think the Jets can surprisingly put together 7 or 8 wins. And I think that's a major improvement for a team that picked in the top 5 of the draft just this year. I would not be surprised if Justin Fields and all that untapped potential finally comes out. Now, this is his last chance, and if he doesn't do good, it's probably curtains for him. I think he signed a 2-year deal, but we know damn well it's a 1-year deal. Let's see what happens. I think Aaron Glenn is a winner. I think he's going to have those guys ready to play again, like Robert Saleh did before that cancer that entered the building got him fired. If you don't notice the downfall that they had after he got fired, then you don't know football. It was a terrible coaching staff. Everything was just terrible from top to bottom. But there's still some talent on that Jets team, and I think they'll actually be better than the Patriots. I don't know about Drake May yet. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's good. I'm saying what a lot of people should be saying, that they just refuse to say. I don't know. And I just don't. But the Jets are my number 5 team as far as 5 new teams to make the playoffs in 2025. Give me the Jets Jets. I think that this is the perfect situation for them, being under the radar, no more hype, all that Super Bowl hype, talk, all of that media coverage that they got with Aaron Rodgers, all of that's gone now. It ain't no cameras. I don't think they're going to be on no Hard Knocks. It's just a good time for them to just focus on football and win games. And I think they will. Mad Bird said no reason why Jets can't make a run at the wild card spot. That's what I'm saying. I think they can. I think they can. What's up, Colin? He said Drake may already throw better than Fields. You just chatting. Okay. Well, that's what I do. That's what podcasts are about. You chat. You chat. And I'm talking. And I chat with a lot of you all. And I'm going to chat with somebody else right now. I want Justin Fields to succeed so bad. So do I. Thank you for that comment. Let's calibrate. Ivan in the building said Niners all day, and he's from Austin, Texas. Thank you, Ivan, for joining me. Thank you. Colin, if you don't like what I'm talking about, go find another podcast, brother. You ain't got to come in here and troll with me. You don't have anything else better to do with your time? If Drake May is a better thrower, which I'm sure he is, he should be, good for him. But my prediction is they look good on paper. I don't know how good he is yet. I didn't watch a lot of Patriots games. I'm sorry. I've seen the Jets more than the Patriots. I think the Jets could be the surprise number 2 team in that division. Marco Adams said, who is their offensive coordinator? I don't know. That I don't know. But I know it ain't Nathaniel Hackett. I know it's not him. He was trash. Nothing could be worse than him, I wouldn't think. This is it for Justin. I think he'll be all right, says user 3616. Yeah, this is it for him. No doubt about it. Rob Young said Aaron Glenn is a winner. The Jets are going to be very good in the near future. I hope you're right, Rob. Thank you for somebody giving him some love. Nobody. We'll see. We will see. I'm rooting for Justin Fields. The Jets are a dysfunctional franchise. There's no way they're going to the playoffs. All right, Kay, we'll see. We'll see. You just better hope your team, and it looks like it's Washington for looking at the profile pic, just better hope your team signs or extends Terry McLaurin, or there may be a setback. I don't want Jaden Daniels to have a sophomore slump. I want him to have a sophomore surge. But I think it's very imperative that he gets that guy signed. The Washington Commanders need to do better. Did you hear what President Trump said about the new stadium that Washington could be getting? He said that he can block all of that if they don't change their name back to the Washington Redskins. How do you feel about that, Kate, being a Washington fan? All right. We can agree to disagree, y'all. But be respectful now. Baltimore won the North 2 years straight. Don't count my team out. Steelers Nation, says OJ. I'm not counting them out. I'm just saying that they've got the cancer in their building now this year. The Jets removed the cancer. It's a big difference. Iceman Slim said the NFC least. Yeah, we hadn't said that in a while. Vikings fam 11. We don't got beef, so we what? All right. I ain't gonna read shit about Justin Herbert. I talked enough about his ass last week. Okay. Yeah, CP3 going back to the Clippers is big garbage. Yeah, I don't really care for any of that either. With Pearsall hurt, are the 49ers looking at Allen or Cooper, says Lockerfellow? I haven't heard that they are. I haven't heard nothing. It's been crickets. I don't know what their plan is. Hello, Riley. Riley Gaming says hello. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming back. Marco Adams, I said the same thing. Do you play fantasy football? No, I don't, Rudy. But I need to. I would like to. I never have. I hope you got my Giants on that list, brother, says Darian Hamilton. Let's see. We're about to see. Is Brock going to have a good year, says Brian. I don't really know, man. It's hard to say. He doesn't even have any wide receivers right now. But at $53 million per year, he better find a way to make those receivers look like good receivers, all I know. That's all I can say. Because he's getting paid the big bucks now, and we won't take any excuses, like a lot of people do. Make excuses. You know, on like why the Bengals aren't in the playoffs. You say because they don't have a defense. Okay. But if Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in your opinion, or top 3, shouldn't he still be able to get them to the playoffs? Yes, I agree in the same way, says Marco. Carl, is that World Heavyweight Championship your favorite? It is. It is. By a landslide. Niners going to win 4 games. We will see, Jackson. Hope Niners make the championship. play the Eagles, Brian. That would be great. Corey Hunt, how are you? I'm fine, man. How are you, Corey? How are you? Thank you. I love my women. Thank you, Prince Ali. Hawks taking the West. Brian, back to back. Philly, back to back. Okay, all right, y'all. I ain't reading all that stuff. Y'all just really just repping your team, and that's cool. Do you? All right, y'all. Let me get back to this list so I can wrap this up. The Jets is my number 5 as far as teams that I think will be new teams that will make the playoffs. Okay. Number 4. Let's shift it to the NFC. I don't know why. I can't tell you who their OC is. I can't tell you who their DC is. All of this is just going off good. And I know a lot of y'all saying, hey, man, your gut lying to you. Well, I'm telling you, my gut doesn't lie to me. And if you would go back and listen to previous episodes, go back and listen to the Great Debate Show on podcast, on Spotify. That podcast has been up for a couple of years now. It's so many episodes, you'll be like, damn, does he got a magic ball? A magic crystal ball or something? Is he a psychic? I get a lot of stuff right. So y'all can come in here and you can say that, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. Why are you watching me then? Just move on. Number 4, the Carolina Panthers. Yes, the Carolina Panthers. I think my gut tells me that the Panthers are just going to be a better football team. Reason being, I watched them the last quarter of the NFL season in 2024. Bryce Young had been benched. And then the backup got hurt and he had to come back. What was it, Andy Dalton or somebody? I don't know. Who cares? They're trash too. And the Panthers have looked like trash, mainly because the quarterback play has not been solid. But when he came back in the second half of the season, for whatever reason, Bryce Young did not look like the same guy that we started to say, yeah, I think he's a bust. It didn't work out. I don't know who you want to blame it on. Blame the organization, blame the front office, blame the coaching staff. I don't know. But this is not working for Bryce Young. And who's going to give him another opportunity? Well, if anybody watched the Panthers in December, I don't know what the record was, and I don't even care. From what I saw, ladies and gentlemen, they won more games. He was processing everything a lot more quicker. The clock in the head was moving a lot faster. The ball came out of his hands quicker. I saw pocket awareness. I saw him move in and out of the pocket. I saw accuracy down the field. I just seen him scanning everything, pre-snap. Everything just looked better. And I was like, damn. So Bryce Young is a franchise quarterback in the National Football League, after all. And that's what I saw. They got this receiver named Leggett, or however you say it. I think he's coming into his second or his third year. I expect big things from him. I don't know that wide receiver core, but they started clicking. I started seeing a connection. He was extending plays. He was looking good, moving out of the pocket. He was just scanning the field and making the right reads. The completion percentage was better. The touchdown-interception ratio got better. Now, again, I ain't looking at the stats, but I'm telling y'all, the Carolina Panthers offense looked like they may be on the rise this year. And the defense is already kind of good. Do they still got J.C. Horn and all those guys in the secondary? I think the Carolina Panthers are going to surprise some people. At some point, Tampa Bay can't win the South every year. And I don't see two teams coming out of the South. So I guess I'm trying to say the Panthers may fuck around and win the South. Now, as much as I want to give some love to Michael Penix Jr. and the Atlanta Falcons, they've got bigger fish to fry right now, and that's trying to figure out how they're going to get rid of Kirk Cousins and that big contract that they gave him, and they're not even going to play him, as they shouldn't, but they owe him money to be a backup. It ain't looking good. They're busy trying to get rid of that contract when I think they should have been upgrading the secondary, upgrading the pass rush. So because their defense still is a little bit questionable to me, I like what I saw from the Panthers. Give me Carolina as a surprise new team that could make the playoffs. And even if they don't make the playoffs, people are still going to be saying, all right, they're going to make the playoffs in 2026 for sure. I think that we're going to have to put some respect on their name at some point this year. And I'm going as far as to say they're going to make the playoffs. All right, the Panthers are my number 4. I don't know. I'm sure nobody agrees with that. Jake said that's his second year. You're talking about the receiver, Leggett. Thank you. He said he will be good. Macmillan. He is a great quarterback, says Jake. He's talking about Bryce Young. Thank you. That guy Yeager says facts. Never gave Dan Marino the no defense excuse. Sure the hell didn't. That was a good comment. That's a bar. That's a bar. I didn't even think of that, says that guy Yeager. They do make a lot of excuses for Joe Burrow, and I like Joe Burrow, and he's in my top 5. But I got a lot of flack last week when we did top 10 quarterbacks. If you missed that episode, it's up on YouTube, Spotify, and all of that, wherever you get your podcast. People got mad at me because I went from 3 to 5. And I only done that because I wanted to make room for the disrespect that they were giving Jalen Hurts. Well, they had him at 9, and I elevated him up into the top 5. Excuse me for putting a Super Bowl MVP in the top 5 and moving a quarterback who ain't been to the playoffs in a couple of years. Excuse the fuck out of me. Now, if you say a quarterback is the end-all, be-all, it's the most important position on a football team, and if he's the best or one of the best, why can't he still get his team to the playoffs? I don't care how bad the defense is. Who's to blame for these slow Septembers, these slow starts that the Bengals get off to? And he's got the best wide receiver in football in Jamar Chase. And he's got T. Higgins too. Both of those are in the top 10 as far as contracts. So that was a good comment by that guy Yeager on YouTube, saying that they never gave Dan Marino those no defense excuses. They didn't. They did. At some point, man, you gotta, and he is gonna end up like Dan Marino. I compared him to Joe Montana when he came out of the draft. But if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl or to the playoffs more, he will look like Dan Marino. Just a good quarterback, very talented, that got his team to the Super Bowl early in his career and never saw it again. That's exactly what it would look like. And he didn't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins at wide receiver either. Mark Clayton and Duper. I know y'all YNs don't remember those guys, but go look them up. Both of them are not in the Hall of Fame. As a matter of fact, I don't think neither of them are. So that was a great line. I had to use that. Number 5, the Jets. Number 4, the Panthers. As far as my top 5 new NFL teams to make the playoffs. Number 3, could it be the Cincinnati Bengals? I mean, they should make the playoffs, right? Everybody's telling me he's good, he's good, he's good. Yeah. So is he going to make the playoffs? Is Joe Burrow and the Bengals going to make the playoffs this year? I don't want to hear about the no defense. He's got his receivers paid, both of them. This is what he wanted. All right? I don't know about Trey Hendrickson. Don't know, don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't know about their first-round pick, Shamar Stewart. Don't know, don't care. Who cares? He should be in the playoffs, right? So should I have the Bengals on this list? And this is not about if Joe Burrow is better than Jalen Hurts. That's not what this episode is even about. I'm making I was trying to make an example on why the Cincinnati Bengals, on why Joe Burrow should be slid down the list just a little bit when there's a quarterback that just won a Super Bowl and he's not Nick Foles, okay? Don't do those comparisons. That's disrespectful too. He's not. He's just not. Okay, Mad Bird said the Bucks are solid. If they can beat them out in the division, the wild card may be tough with the West and the East most likely to have at least 2 teams in the playoffs. Thank you for the comment, Mad Bird. And you're right. That's why it's tough. I don't know when the last time 2 teams came out of the South for either conference, NFC or AFC. Okay. I want to thank Second Chance for joining me. I want to thank Grayson for joining me. What's up with you? Monkey Productions, thank you. Steel Dre, welcome back, Dre. Dre is with me every day. Would you pay to see a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr.? I would not. I would not. And that's why I don't cover boxing as much, because it's a joke. Stuff like that is a joke. And I blame Mayweather for all of this. Mayweather is the reason why people say things about Jake Paul. When Conor McGregor had the boxing match with him, he made all this stuff happen. When he had that damn boxing match with McGregor, everybody's trying to get in. Now, I ain't got a problem with Jake Paul, but most people do. And I know why. Because it's just a lot of BS going on in boxing. And it's like, it's almost like the WWE. All this young talent that are not getting pushed right, are not having the right matches, are not fighting the right people, and these promotions just screwing everything up. Because they'd rather bring back these old heads just to get a pop. And just to, and if they're going to still sell, if they're a household name, like Roy Jones and Mayweather still are, I guess, there's people that are going to actually pay to see it. But I won't. I saw Tyson and Roy Jones. I don't want to see these exhibitions. It's an exhibition. So no, I laugh at stuff like that, man. I do. And again, Jake Paul is not bad. He's not. However, for the people that don't like fights like that and people in the ring that people don't think are qualified or good enough to be in the ring, Mayweather's to blame for that. He had a great career. Yeah, he's undefeated, blah, blah, blah. But he's the reason for this shit. No one would consider a Mayweather-Roy Jones fight if he didn't make this a thing like 7-8 years ago when he had that match with McGregor. Another fight that I did not watch. Okay. Thank y'all for y'all comments. Benny Bula. I don't have any football cards, man. I wish I did, though. Thank you for sharing the live video, Steel Dre. Justice says bang, bang. Thank you. I don't know if we're twins or not, but what's good? What's good, man? According to Jay Araz Rice, Ayuk is a miss. Defense, bunch of inexperienced youngsters. That's true. They are inexperienced. They also have their new receiver from the draft, Ted McMillan. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Carolina. Yeah, that's right. And he's supposed to take the top off the defense, y'all. I think Carolina's going to be good. I think he's going to be good. And that's the reason why Levi, Panthers will make the playoffs. Well, at least somebody agrees with me. Levi, Bryce Young is the GOAT. All right, you're going too far now. But at least somebody agrees with me. I have the Panthers on that list. Think they will be better, but I don't think they will make the playoffs, says Marco Adams. That could be right, too. Tariq Owens and Isaiah Nayer are my sleepers to make an impact. That would explain why they haven't signed a Keenan Allen or an Amari Cooper. But thank you for the comment, Mike Too Clean. And I hope you're right. It'd be better to save that money and just let the young guys step up. Jordan Watkins is also somebody that I've heard they're pretty high on. Call me crazy, but I'm okay with the wide receiver roster. A lot of insiders talking about Jordan Watkins being thumbs up. That's the guy from Mississippi. Yeah, good comment, Mike Too Clean. I want to see him. A lot of people are down on the wide receiver room because they don't expect Kyle Shanahan to play the young receivers. He never does. He never does. He looks at them and says, yeah, we'll play you by year 3. What? What did you draft them for? Just to sit him on a practice squad? I don't understand it. And that's why we get sick of Kyle. And if he plays those young guys this year, it's only because he didn't have a choice. The Yorks has told Kyle, we need to get younger and cheaper. And they have done both in one offseason. I wouldn't have been mad if they rebuilt it all the way. But they said, nah, we just going to reset, not rebuild. And if that reset doesn't look to be good, it'll be a complete rebuild after this season. And hopefully they'll fire that dude. Oh, Shiesty in the building. Says 26-27. We playing regular season in Levi. Raiders versus 49ers. Uh-oh. Yeah, somebody going to get shot and stabbed that day. I won't be there for it. But you're right, old Shiesty. Grape Soda Part 2. Follow the live. Thank you. Grape soda. Do you feel like Coach Salah will make the defense better? Yes, I do. It'll take a little time for them to gel, but yes, I think he'll be better. I'm gonna ask y'all again since I got y'all in here. What is it that you like about these live streams versus me just uploading a video and nobody watches it? I'm just asking because nobody watched my video from Friday. Do you just like the interaction, me engaging with you all? But I'll still give good content on the videos that are just uploaded. So I'm just saying. I'm asking because I want y'all to tell me. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can get y'all to watch this content every single day, whether I'm live or not. We'll work it out. But that video from Friday, top 10 edge rushers in the NFL, it's got like 25 views. Come on now. I've got more than that in here right now. So I'm just asking, do you like the live streams? Do you like that I read your comments? And that wastes a lot of time when I do that also. It does. It's a lot more convenient for me to just put that video up. And y'all need to watch it. If you're not, tell me why not. I just want to know. Are you here just for me to read your comments, or are you here for the content that I'm giving you? Just a question. Okay, I'm going to get back into this list right now. I gave you the Jets at 5. I gave you the Panthers at 4. And I'm debating, should I put the Bengals at 3? My 5 new teams to make the playoffs this season? Should the Bengals go on that list? Everybody tells me that they are so good offensively. This year, I think they have to be so good that it still overcomes or overshadows the fact that the defense is not that good. That guy Yeager says, damn, you know your boxing too. My boy, thank you, man. Yeah, I know a little something. But I wouldn't watch that shit. Mayweather and Roy Jones. Hell no. I would not watch that shit. Oh, Shiesty said the Raiders are on the rise. I like the Raiders. I like Max Crosby. I got him very high on my top 10 edge rushing list. If you missed that episode, it's on YouTube right now. Go check that out. And I respect Pete Carroll. Also, who's the first wrestler you think of when you see the big gold heavyweight belt? Woo! That's easy. Woo! The Nature Boy. One of my all-time favorites. That's who I think of when I see that belt. Nobody wore it better. It looked good on Edge, too. I'm not going to lie. During his SmackDown run as a heel champion, Edge did all right with that belt, too. But nobody better than the Nature Boy. When it came to wearing that belt, he'd undo that robe and open it up. He'd have 2 bad women, at least 2. And he carried them. He walked them to the ring, or they walk him to the ring, however you want to say it. Or he let them walk in front of him as he walked down that aisle, style and profiling. Ric Flair was a cool dude, man. I'm not gonna lie. Thoughts on the Jaguars? Man, I'm not high on the Jags, man. Other than Travis Hunter, I think that brother really can play offense and defense, and I think coaches need to just shut the fuck up and let that brother play. If he can play both, let him play both. I have already predicted after he got drafted, I can see that brother getting paid like $60 million per in the next 3-4 years. If he can continue to show us that he can do what he did at Colorado on both sides of the ball. I've seen him go catch big plays in practice as a receiver. Catch, touchdown over whoever was covering him. And I've seen him also catch interceptions on big plays. Deep. Wide receiver not getting it. I got it. Interception. I think he can do both. Let him do it. But I'm not sold on your quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. I don't even know who your head coach is these days. And it just seems like, why wasting my time talking about the AFC South when the Texans are just going to do what they always do. Now, I got a team that is surprisingly my number 2 in that South. But unfortunately, let's calibrate, it's not the Jaguars. But that's just my 2 cents. And what do I know, right? Pepsi in the building said Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Okay. Thoughts on Aaron Rodgers? Rinsed, damn near washed. I think that he has a little bit left in the tank now that he's in year 2 removed from that Achilles injury, but I just don't have high hopes on the Steelers as a whole. I think they did a lot of questionable things this offseason, and Aaron Rodgers is just a cancer. He's more of a headache than he is a relief. But thank you for the question, Mace, Sheena. Cash in your money in the bank. Oh, man, I need to do it at SummerSlam. Isaiah Joseph. I like Justin, but if it's anyone that can handle Aaron Rodgers, it's Mike Tomlinson, says OJ. You're right, but that ain't going to make him play better. You know, if he's washed, he's still washed. Did they get Nathaniel Hackett out of there? Yes, he's gone. He's gone. They demoted his ass during the season. As soon as they fired Robert Saleh, they were like, hey, this motherfucker don't need to be calling plays, so I'm just going to do this. That's what the interim coach, Jeff Ulbrich, did. Now, I don't know if he's still their DC or not, but I just think the Jets are going to be better. That's just my good. That's just my good. Okay, I think I have pretty much caught up with the comments. Let's go. Buffalo, says JRAS. I want Cooper at this point, says Iceman Slim. Well, what if the locker room is good? What if the young 49er receivers are good? Like someone was saying here in the comments earlier. Just what if they are? Okay, number 3. The Cincinnati Bengals should make the list, right? Are the Cincinnati Bengals going to be a playoff team? I'm waiting on somebody to answer that. Will Chris Paul really help the Clippers? No. No. Just get the Bengay out for those old guys, man. Kawhi and Chris Paul, they'll be injured more than they'll be playing. James Harden will carry them through the regular season and then expect for nobody to complain when he has a first-round exit or he does nothing in the playoffs. Because, well, I carried us to 50 wins, damn it. 48, 50 wins. It's the same old thing. Repeat. Same old thing. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And I love Chris Paul. I do. I love him. He's a point guard, in my opinion. At one point, I had him in my top 10 all-time list. Until Steph Curry beat the Celtics in the finals. And I took Chris Paul and I took Charles Barkley out of that list. And I put Steph Curry at number 10. And that's exactly where they had Steph Curry at on the NBA Top 100. I did that list, too, of my own last week. That video was on YouTube. How many likes I like the video? Thank you, Jake. Thoughts on Juice coming back to the Niners just to run a handful of motion and laughing my ass off? Man, look, man, I don't know. Kyle Shanahan's got too many good relationships with these people. You know, him and Debo were like this. They were solid, you know? That's the problem, too. You know, these things get more personal, and it's supposed to be business. I don't know why they brought Kyle Juszczyk back. I mean, he's literally done nothing in the past 4 or 5 years. He's not an offensive weapon like they say he is. Sometimes I forget he's on the damn team. And he don't be really making no blocks that create these big gaping holes for our running backs to run through. No, he does not. He was overpaid. That's why they released him. They brought him back. I don't remember for how much, but yeah, I don't care about him. It's a lot of guys on my team that I really don't care for anymore. They're not producing enough. Cal and John just giving out big contracts. And Jed York stepped down and said, enough of that shit. We're not paying those guys. Let them walk. So, yeah. To answer that question, I agree with the comment. And to answer that question, my thoughts aren't too high on Juice coming back. Juice ain't nobody special anymore. He's just not. He got way too much money while he was there and still there. TC12 says hi. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Okay. I'm really not sure if he's worth the money or not. To be honest with you, is my quarterback worth the money? Says My York 71. I'm not sure, man. A part of me says yes, because he processes everything a lot better than our former quarterbacks in the past. He has it upstairs for the most part, but there's still limitations physically. You know, skill set, his ability. There's things that he can't do. Lack of arm strength. Yeah, no, he doesn't have the strongest arm. That doesn't always matter either. There's plenty of quarterbacks with a strong arm, and they're trash. So he's somewhere in between, man. I don't know if he's worth it or not. All I know is, whether that defense is young or not, he better find a way to win 10 games. At 53 per, you better find a way. That's just it. Shanahan, you better hope he finds a way, because if not, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. At least I hope so. Somebody's got to get fired if the Niners don't make the playoffs this year. It's the easiest strength of schedule. No, they're not a really good team, but with Robert Saleh being back, that defense is going to progress and develop as the season goes on. Now, as Kyle, I have more faith in Robert Saleh making this young, inexperienced defense better than I have with Kyle Shanahan with a bunch of future Hall of Famers that are returning to the offense. CMC, Kittle, Trent Williams. But what about you, bruh? Will you change it up? Will you tweak your offensive scheme? Will you be more innovative, more creative? Because everybody looked like they knew your offense last year, Kyle. Everybody. And if that's the case, we're not going to the playoffs. That offensive line that he continues to not want to address, it's still not that good. Do you think the Niners should go get Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen? Jawan Jennings wants his money or be traded. Brandon Ayuk starts the season on the PUP list. Another receiver who I did not expect to start on the PUP list, Ricky Pearsall. He starts the season on the PUP. Yeah, remember when Kyle Shanahan told us at minicamp that he had a hamstring injury, and he said that hamstring was almost 100% healed? You know, we're just being cautious. So we proceeded with caution. What, had Kyle Shanahan been watching Naomi in the WWE? He said that they wanted to proceed with caution with Naomi. I mean, not with Naomi, with Ricky Pearsall. Well, how is 6 weeks later, he's on the PUP list? So that hamstring must be more serious than you said. And that's why I tell y'all all the time, don't believe a word Kyle Shanahan says. He's the biggest liar in the NFL. No coach lies more than Kyle Shanahan. Whatever he says, believe the opposite. Why is he on the PUP list if you told me at minicamp that he was almost 100%? We're just keeping him out just to be cautious. But why is he going to be out for the start of training camp, which starts officially tomorrow for the Niners? The rookies are already there. So with Pearsall and BA on the PUP list, with Jawan Jennings wanting his money, he's going to be very disgruntled in camp tomorrow if he shows up. What are we going to do? Is Jordan Watkins ready? Jacob Cowan, is he good enough? Or is he just speed? I've heard about Tariq Owens. I've heard about that's T.O.'s son. I've heard about that Jaeger dude. But I ain't seen nothing. So I don't know. Maybe they are better than what we think, and maybe that's the reason why we haven't went and got an Amari Cooper or a Keenan Allen. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll know more when camp officially opens up tomorrow. Because we'll get interviews, we'll get press conferences, and these reporters will ask some of these tough questions that I want to ask them myself. That schedule is pretty soft, says Mad Bird. The games against the Rams will be something to validate. Yeah, don't count on the Rams to be what everybody think they're going to be. I predicted the Rams to win the West last year. They did. I predicted the Niners to go 7-10 and have a Super Bowl hangover. They didn't even win 7 games. So y'all might want to listen to your uncle a little bit more than just saying, man, he's talking crazy. This don't make no sense. Panthers ain't making no playoffs. Jets ain't making no playoffs. Okay. All right. This year, I don't really think the Rams are going to win the West. Do you want to call me a lie? It's not like I'm making a biased comment. I said my team was going to suck last year, and they did. I lost a lot of followers because of that. But I'd rather be right than to have you all sitting in here watching me lie to you all day. That I'm not going to do. I'm going to keep it a buck. 100. And I was right. And I'm not trying to, sit around here and be all braggadocious or anything like that. I'm just saying that I get a lot of this stuff right. And I get stuff wrong every now and then. But it's just every now and then. Mad Bird said, I agree with the Niners schedule. It's possible the Niners could win the division. The Niners always do more than what you expect them to do. It's just when you expect them to do more, that's when they do less. Because our coach is the GOAT, the greatest choke artist of all time. And I cannot wait for him to be fired. So for all the comments where people are trolling, all the Niners suck, the Niners are going to win 4 games, I hope you're right. That doesn't piss me off at all. If that's what it takes for Kyle to get the boot, deuces. I'm all for it, partner. Y'all got to realize you ain't going to say nothing to really just ruffle my feathers. All right, Unc is already pretty much laid back. He's got his opinion, and it ain't going to change. So do I see us winning the division? Yes. Would I be mad if we missed the playoffs? No. It works out for me either way. If we win, cool. If we lose and you fire Kyle Shanahan, cool. I still win. Okay. I would love a Bills-Niners Super Bowl. I wouldn't, because I don't think we would beat them. But thank you for the comment, Easton Ruby. Chris Berman used to pick the 49ers and Bills every year. And as a kid, I used to be like, why does he always pick us to play Buffalo? And it never was us. It was Dallas twice. It was Washington. It was New York Giants. It was never us. Should have been a few times, but it wasn't. I finally figured out as years went on why he would always pick the Bills. I don't know why he would pick us. But I found out he was a Bills fan. I was an adult before I found that out. Yeah, he's from Western New York. He's a Buffalo Bills fan. I love Chris Berman coming up. He would always pick his Bills every year to play the Niners in the Super Bowl. So I just had a flashback when you made that comment, Easton Ruby. Thank you, Colin75, for joining me. Pats Glazer in the building. I would love Lions, Ravens Super Bowl. Pats, that was my prediction last year, brother. On God. I had Ravens, Lions. Yep. The year before that, I had Ravens 49ers. It was the 49ers and Chiefs instead of the Ravens. So I'm done putting the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Evidently, they're just never going to do it. I've gotten off that train. I still think Lamar Jackson's the best football player in the world, but he does have to be better in January, and his coaching staff has to be better in January. His teammates have to be better in January. Everybody has to be better. And I just don't like how everybody just shits on one person because he's the quarterback. You know the one quarterback people don't shit on? Joe Burrow. They've got a million excuses for him not making the playoffs. Lamar gets there with less talent, but yeah, he should have beat Mahomes. Oh, you mean the quarterback that no one else beats either? Josh Allen ain't beat him yet either. I don't care how close he gets to doing it. He still ain't did it technically. But those are my 2 top quarterbacks. If you don't believe it, it's okay. The list is on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all of that. Go check that episode out from last week. My top 10 quarterback list. I bet you'll look back at it and you'll say, this actually is a realistic, good list. But a lot of people got all upset and emotional because I moved Joe Burrow from 3 to 5. Woo! Tough crowd. Mad Bird said, are you okay with John Lynch? Yes, he's not the problem. TC12 said, Kyle has been mid. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. All the way back from 28-3 Super Bowl 52. 2? Yes, he has. Get rid of him. Mayork, Roger Craig, or Ricky Waters in their prime. Ooh, that's a tough one. But I got to give it to my boy Roger Craig because he was the first one to do this 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. And still ain't in the Hall of Fame. But I did like Ricky Waters. I like that comment. Thank you for that. Mayork 71. Josh Allen is 2 behind Patty. I got him number 1. But thank you for the comment, Oh Wonder. I don't have any problem with saying Josh Allen is number 2. I don't have a problem with anybody saying Patty is number 1. But I moved Patty down because he has declined in numbers. Everybody keep telling me about numbers don't lie. Then when I start bringing up numbers, y'all tell you I'm a lie. I wish some of you will make your mind up. But I'm okay with Mahomes being number 1. I bumped him down to 4 because he lost to Jalen Hurts and he's been outplayed by him twice. He has not quite been the same since Eric Bieniemy left as their OC, since Tyreek Hill left. And I understand these guys are young, but he still got speed. He still got Andy Reid. He still has Travis Kelce. That's a lot more than what Lamar and last year Josh Allen. It's a lot more than what those brothers had. So I moved Mahomes down to 4. It was a list out a few weeks ago where they had Patrick Mahomes at 4. I'm sure he'll come right back to number 1 mid-season. The list is fluid. It's just fluid. But I'm okay with people saying that he's behind Patty at number 2. That's okay, Oh Wonder. If Josh could get less interceptions, he could be number 1, but he can't. His interceptions did go down. I think that it went down and he's been a lot better. He plays a lot wiser now. I used to criticize him a little bit like, hey man, you can't keep getting excuses or, how do people keep letting you off the hook for these turnovers? And those turnovers usually be like in the red zone. That hasn't happened though since they hired the other guys, their OC. I can't think of his name right now either, but he's been much better. So he's actually progressed since Brian Dable left. Yeah, after last year, I was convinced that Josh is number 1 and Lamar's number 2. And those guys don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They don't have Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. And yeah, Lamar Jackson's got Mark Andrews, but he's kind of declining. Isaiah Likely is better. They're just not playing him because he's not getting paid what Mark Andrews is getting paid. I hate when teams do that too. I hate it. Anyway, good comment, y'all. Let me finish this list. I'm going to say because you all are telling me that the Bengals are good and Joe Burrow is good, they better get to the playoffs. So I got the Bengals at number 3 on the list. As far as quarterbacks. Teams. 5 new teams to make the playoffs. I'm going to put the Bengals at number 3. Jets 5, Panthers 4, Bengals 3. Now, that was a team that I almost wanted to put on that list. And I got a comment earlier saying that I better have them on there. Well, I don't, even though I really want to. It's just that, man, they're in a tough division. And that's the New York Football Giants. I wanted to put them on this list too, with the Jets. But I saw the Panthers already look like they were more improved as the season was ending last year. And as far as the Giants, yes, they still got Thibodeau. They just drafted Abdul Carter. They still have what's his name? Dexter Lawrence. They still have Brian Burns, if I'm not mistaken. So they got some edge rushers. Dexter Lawrence in the interior. Malik Neighbors coming back for year 2. Yeah, it could be up for the Giants. But I don't know who their quarterback is going to be. That's the only reason why I didn't put the Giants on the list. Is it going to be Jackson Dart at quarterback? Is it going to be Russell Wilson at quarterback? Hell, I'm hearing the players want Jameis Winston to be the starter. So there's a 3 a three-way quarterback competition going on with the Giants right now, starting in camp, and I don't know who is it going to be. And I need to know who that quarterback is before I put them on that list. So I'm sorry to the brother who said that in the comments earlier about the Giants. I know he's going to disagree with this, but hopefully we can agree to disagree. I'm going Giants. I'm going Bengals, because everybody tells me that the Bengals are good and they just don't have defense. While I'm saying in 2025, defense or not, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Zach Taylor, who's on the hot seat this year, I think he is and he should be, because no team gets off to slower starts. No team has worse Septembers in the NFL than Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals. They better find a way to get in the playoffs. I don't care if they've got enough talent on defense or not. I'm going to tell them the same thing Smokey's mama told his ass on Friday. When she sent him to the store for some cigarettes and he said, wait a minute, this ain't enough. What did she say? She said, well, make it enough. All I know is Smokey got to that store and got back home with them cigarettes. The Bengals better make the playoffs. I don't care if they don't have enough talent on defense. Make it enough. I put them on the list. For all the people who think I hate Joe Burrow, that's not true. I love Joe Burrow. I just said, hey, you know what? This list is effed up and it's disrespectful. So I did some maneuvering. I played Scrabble. All right, y'all are not going to like these two teams that I got at number 1 and number 2. I have said at one point here in the past month that they're not going to make the playoffs. But I've kind of changed my mind. All right? 5 new teams to make the playoffs this season. Number 5 is the New York Jets. Number 4, the Carolina Panthers. Number 3, the Cincinnati Bengals. The New York Giants is an honorable mention. I hope I don't regret this for not picking them. But I don't know the quarterback situation. So I left them off, and the Bengals are number 3. Number 2, I hate to say this as a 49er, but I don't hate on them or their fan base anymore. I just don't care. Y'all know where I'm going with it. How about them Cowboys? How about them? They added George Pickens on the other side of C.D. Lamb. C.D. Lamb is a number 1. George Pickens is a good number 2, possibly a number 1. He's playing on a contract year. The Steelers didn't even keep him around to see what he would do in a contract year. That does worry me a little bit. But I've heard reports telling me that George Pickens just wanted to get the hell out. And he's not Antonio Brown, so the Steelers didn't just try to twist his arm or convince him to stay. Okay? So I got to say it, y'all. The Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott is coming back. Look, this team won 7 games last year without Dak. I don't know how many games he played, but he didn't play many. He's 100% now. He's got 2 good targets on the outside. He's got a good tight end. The offensive line is kind of revamped and pretty good. You've got Trey Diggs back on the defensive side. He's coming back. What's that other guy 2 seasons ago who led the league in interceptions? Really good man corner. He's back. We all hate the Cowboys, Jay. Trust me. But one thing about Uncle JJ, I'm going to keep it real. Whatever I see happening, I'm going to say it. I wanted to say the Giants, but because of their quarterback situation, give me Dallas in the NFC East. I know we could possibly have 3 teams come out of that division. Yeah, I think that could be the division. I don't know if it's the East or the North, because it's a lot of talent there. And I understand that if the Niners don't win the West, they probably don't make the playoffs. Same thing for the Rams. Only one team's probably coming out of the West. But I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be better than what we think. I may be wrong with the Cowboys and the Panthers. Neither one of them may not make the playoffs. But I definitely think they will be better. And if the Cowboys are going to be better than what we're giving them credit for, shouldn't they get close to that 10-win wild card spot? I think so. It's a Rams or a Seattle division. I think you're wrong all the way on that. I like for people to sleep on the Niners, though. I know what you're thinking. Oh, you just can't help but think of all those big names that left. Dre Greenlaw. Hufanga's gone. Travarius Ward is gone. Debo is gone. Oh, my God. Add addition by subtraction. Those guys needed to go. They were on messed up contracts. They're aging. The contracts are expiring. The contracts were too high. Not getting the production out of these guys. They're either unavailable, not available, or when they're available, they're not productive as they should be. We let the right people go. I couldn't believe the Niners got that shit right, but they actually did. The Niners are going to win the NFC West this year. And Matt Stafford is going to continue to do what he's been doing the past 3 seasons. Decline just a little bit more. Now, again, I'm not being biased. I picked the Rams to win the West last year. I picked the Niners to have a Super Bowl hangover. I was right on both. So you can't say I'm being biased today. This is just my honest opinion. Bang, bang is back. All right? Have you ever had a hangover and then you got over that hangover? Your head stopped hurting? You got your stomach full? You put a little salt on the wound or whatever it may be? Or you just got back to doing a little bit, whatever that was you did last night that got you in that situation. Sometimes that actually helps the hangover too. Either way it goes, don't you feel better when that hangover is over and the room ain't spinning and shit? And you can keep your food down? You know? Don't you feel so refreshed when you get past that hangover? That's what the 49ers have just did. And they get away from that hangover and they have Robert Saleh, their possible next head coach, in the building, back on defense, calling plays. Gus Bradley, a former Seahawk DC, a former Colt DC. He's been around, but he's a part of that LOB that he kind of started over there in Seattle, and then Dan Quinn took it from there when Gus Bradley got a job in Jacksonville. He's been a head coach. So you've got 2 guys working the defense, Robert Saleh and Gus Bradley, who used to be head coaches. And yeah, that defense is young, but Robert Saleh is pretty good. Did you see how hard the Jets played for Robert Saleh? Did you see how bad they looked after he was fired? It's like they just gave up. That's a good sign as to how much the players respect him and will grind for him. So yeah, that's my number 1 team, the 49ers, as if you didn't know. I think the 49ers and the Cowboys, who were 6-11 and 7-10 last year, bounced back. It was an off year. It's just like a platinum selling artist who had one album that went gold. Okay, it went gold. Watch this shit. I'll be back with some more platinum shit. And then they come right back and they have good albums and you can listen to the whole damn thing. No skip, no nothing. That's what this is. The rock stars are going to be right back in the middle of the band, in the front of the group on the stage. That's the Niners, and that's the Cowboys. And let's be honest, y'all. You know, it ain't no football without the 49ers and the Cowboys. It just is. Whether you love them or hate them, you got to give it up. We're always talked about. The Cowboys a little bit more than we want. Yes, I know. That's why we hate them. But I don't have anything against Dak Prescott. I don't know Dak. It's their fans that are delusional and say some of the dumbest things. That's why they're hated so much. But George Pickens coming over on the other side of CeeDee Lamb, you supposed to make me think that that shit is going to be a failure? No, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't. And I think that even if they don't make the playoffs, Dallas will be better than what we're giving them credit for. And it's just the nostalgia or the lack thereof. Because there's no Mike McCarthy. We think they're going to be bad just because they got Brian Schottenheimer? Okay. I know he's probably just there for the time being until somebody else that Jerry Jones really wants becomes available. But they do draft good. And if they just did a little bit more in free agency, y'all, I don't know. The Cowboys could be finally somewhere that they haven't been in 30 years. A championship game or a Super Bowl. I can't tell you why they don't do that. TC12, I want to explain something about this team you're talking about, and I'll explain why they're not on the list. TC12-1 said, thoughts on Bears since they signed Ben Johnson. I'm kind of high on the Chicago Bears. At least I want to be. But I don't necessarily know if I should be. Why? Because I am not convinced that he's going to be able to fix Caleb Williams. I'm just not sold on him yet. I'm not saying he's going to be good. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. Same thing I told you about Drake May and the Patriots. I'm going to say the 3 words that nobody wants to say these days. I don't know. And if people on television would say that a lot more, you know, you never heard Stephen A. Smith say, I don't know. But sometimes that's all you need to say, I don't know, and I really don't. That's what gets me. I think he did a great job in fixing, or we don't know if he's fixed it or not, but he addressed the offensive line and the defensive line. Shanahan did not address his offensive line. He thinks that his play calling, his scheme, and everything that's on timing, based off timing, with the routes and all, and if the quarterback does their job, he likes to keep the quarterback on a string. If you do what I say do, everything will work out. Nobody will get hurt. The offensive line, even though it's not that good, it won't get exposed. Yeah, that's what Cal likes to think. When the running game is good, it works. And it looks like he knows what he's talking about. But when they stop that run, when they stop that rush, it looks like he doesn't have a clue. So, I love Ben Johnson, but I don't know if Caleb Williams is the answer or not. I'm sorry. As much as I would like to say the Bears are going to be the new team in the North, I don't see enough to say, yeah, the Packers are not going to make the playoffs. Or, yeah, the Vikings aren't going to make the playoffs. And I damn sure not saying the Lions aren't going to make the playoffs. So I just can't see the Bears elevating, or I can't see them jumping over any of those teams. Maybe they jump the Packers. But then again, probably not. Jordan Love is going to be healthy, and I think he was hurt all last year. And I think that's why he regressed a little bit. Now, if J.J. McCarthy is that guy, like Vikings fans tell me he is, then he's going to elevate the Vikings too. They won't win 14 games, but if they can win 10 or 11 and get back to the playoffs, the Vikings are still the Vikings. So I'm sorry, TC. I don't know what to say about the Bears under Ben Johnson. I have to see it first to believe it. And some things that I saw from Caleb Williams, I know the coaching staff was terrible, but he had talent. And it just looked like some of the things that Caleb Williams was doing, it was between the ears. The problems that I saw from him, it looked like it was between the ears. He was a rookie, so I wasn't hard on him. It's the Bears. I get it. It's going to be some growing pains. But I don't really know what to say about him, and I'm not ashamed to say I don't know. That's just my honest assessment. But now I'll tell you, it won't take me long to realize if he's that dude or not, and if it will work now that they have a competent quarterback. Coach / OC / quarterback coach, whatever. We will see. We will see. But I tell you one thing though, if Caleb Williams really does show us that he is a true #1 draft pick under Ben Johnson, and if Jared Goff kind of declines a bit over there in Detroit, then Ben Johnson is really, really good. That'll really tell a lot if one progresses and another regresses. That would really tell a lot about Ben Johnson, in my opinion. Madbird says, I'm not high on the Packers this season. Well, then maybe that's the Bears' chance there. They can jump the Packers. I'm not sure about that. Didn't they just draft, what's his name? The speedster, not McMillan, but Golden. I don't know, man. I know Christian Watson stays injured a lot. But if they can run the ball more successfully with Josh Jacobs, Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I respect him pretty high. I got high respects for him. I don't know if the Packers are going to slip. I think they got to bounce back. BJ Edits is in the building. He said, why did the Clips sign CP3? Just wondering. They were very high on him. They were pretty much pleading. Please come sign with us. You want to stay in LA? Come here. I don't know, man. Nostalgia. Hey, look, y'all. We got Kawhi, Harden, and Chris Paul together. So what? Break out the Bengay for these senior citizens who are going to be missing more games than they're going to be playing. And Harden is still going to persevere and get them to 48, 50 wins. And then he'll take the postseason off as always. And it'll be the same old shit. I would love for good things to happen for CP3. And I used to be a big fan of Kawhi. But, man, these guys are just not available enough for me to think anything of it. But thank you for the comment, BJ. Minnesota Dad said the Clippers are looking like the team to beat in 2017. And he's laughing. Yeah, I know I think he's being sarcastic also. BJ Edit said Golden. Yeah, that's him. The Unction says BJ Udit. Yeah, I don't know who the Bears are going to leapfrog in the NFC North. I want to say that they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't see it. So my list, 5 new teams to make the playoffs this year. I know I'm probably kind of exaggerating with a few. I know there's some bold predictions, but that's what I do. I've been said before to say a lot of unhinged things on this podcast. It's okay. If you agree, it's okay. But I got the Jets at 5. I've got the Panthers at 4. I've got the Bengals at 3. Because you all told me that Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league. So he better get to the playoffs. I don't care how bad the defense is. But if they can get Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart signed, I think that's good enough. Because the Colts didn't have a good defense either outside of Dwight Freeney and Bob Sanders. And that was still only as good as the Colts offense was. That's who they remind me of, the early 2000 Indianapolis Colts. And they made the playoffs every year. So the Bengals better get to the playoffs. Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I'm beginning to think they're not as bad as we think they're going to be. And I know it's easy to laugh at them and say, ha, 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 y'all ain't going to do shit. You ain't did shit in 30 years. It's easy to regurgitate that everywhere, but everybody's doing that. Look at the roster. Tell me what you think. I think they're going to be better than what everybody else thinks. They may not win 10 games, but I think they're somewhere around 9. They won 7 last year, so I think they're somewhere around 8 and 10 wins. And if they get 10, they could be in the playoffs. Number 1 is my San Francisco 49ers. No, that's not a biased opinion. I said the Niners would miss the playoffs and everything last year, going 7 and 10 due to a Super Bowl hangover. I was right. They didn't even win 7 games. I said the Rams would win the West. I was right. So I'm not being biased when I say it's going to be the complete opposite this year. We will win the West. Bang, bang. Niner game. All right, I'm done. 49ers and Cowboys top my list as teams getting back to the playoffs. I think they'll be the 2 teams to say, all right, I hope y'all had fun. And I hope you took advantage of us not being here. But now we're back. Now, I know that sounds funny for the Cowboys to say that because they're probably going to be one and done. That's neither here nor there. They're good enough to make the postseason again. Yep. And I know they had an offensive tackle, Tyler Smith, talking shit, said that, yeah, we think Super Bowl. That's what every team's supposed to think. So I ain't going to get on him about that. It's just funny because he's a Cowboy. And it's always funny coming from a Cowboy. I play rugby, football, and lacrosse. Do you know any of those sports? Sorry, Jake, I do not. 49er number 1 fan says, all year, baby, we gonna win in our home. Now, I won't go as far to say that, 49er fan, but I tell you what, I definitely ain't opposed to it. I would love that. Oh, boy, would I love it. What's up, Derek, in the building? Michael Bale in the building. At whose expense are the Cowboys at whose expense are the Cowboys get in? Well, Michael, I hate to say this, but again, I almost put the Giants in the playoffs. Let's not look at 2024. We're looking at 2025. I think the East could have 3 teams make the playoffs. Possibly. Last year, it was the North. Well, y'all are telling me the Bears are going to be better. Y'all are telling me the Packers are going to slide. That could happen. But what about the Vikings and the Lions? Which one of those are going to slide? If either. I don't know, y'all. Ragnow retired, the Lions center. Aaron Glenn is gone. He's coaching the Jets. He was their DC. Ben Johnson is gone. He's coaching the Bears. He's their OC. The Lions still got a lot of talent, but they could slip a little bit. Maybe they don't win 15 games. Maybe they win 11, 12. And maybe J.J. McCarthy just can't elevate the Vikings like some think he will. I don't know. I can see only one or two teams coming out of the North, and I think the East is where people got to be careful. Because the Eagles are still going to be good, but they do have new coordinator on the offensive side. Again, they lost a few players on the defense. And then you got the Commanders, who we think are better on paper, but right now Terry McLaurin's got an issue with his contract extension. So it's a lot of question marks. There's no question marks really with the Cowboys other than Micah Parsons. And we know they're going to sign him. They just like to wait to the last minute. Maybe Jerry Jones purposely likes to pay these guys every penny he can give them. I don't know. But I would say that the Eagles or the Commanders could be one of the teams. To answer your question, Michael, those could be one of the teams that are expendable on how the Cowboys get in. I'm not completely sold on just saying the Eagles and the Commanders will be back in the NFC Championship game. It's just too easy. It's always going to be somebody new. And yeah, it very well could be the Cowboys. I don't know what their plus is right now in Vegas as far as their wins, but if it's 9 wins, I would probably take the over. If it's 8, I'll definitely take the over. I don't know what their win-loss record is, though, according to Vegas. All right. What about the Buccaneers, says Shemidi Bo Diddy 408. Yeah, I've always been high on Tampa Bay, and I still am. But on this list, I got the Panthers as a new surprise team. And usually when a team wins the South, that's it. Nobody else is getting in that division. So could Tampa Bay miss the playoffs this year? It's possible. But I would like to say that the Panthers are probably going to be better, but they will probably just miss the playoffs. I got them on my list, but it's a bold prediction. I understand that. But I like what I saw from Bryce Young last year. I do. And I think that they're going to do the opposite of what the WWE does at times. I think they will take advantage of that, and they will gain the momentum. And they will pick up from that. That's just my 2 cents. Who should I take for running back for fantasy? Bucky Irvin, I'm thinking you're talking about, or Josh Jacobs? Man, I don't know. That's a tight one. But Josh Jacobs just, I think he needs to run the ball more. I think that the Packers, I don't know about their O-line now. But Bucky Irvin, he had a good rookie year. But I think Josh Jacobs in year 2 in that offense, maybe you want to go with him? Maybe. Thank you for the comment, Nico. I got to get out of here, y'all. I've been here for a long time, nearly 2 hours, so let me get out of here. Drew McIntyre, says Douglas Martinez. I like Drew McIntyre. Niners fans 13 says biased people like us defend our team, but we can also talk about sports. Yeah, I'm defending my team, but I also think that I think that's what's going to happen. So yeah, I appreciate you for acknowledging that you don't think I'm really being biased. I'm just talking sports. Thank you, Zay, for joining me. Jordan Love need to be more consistent. I'm hoping on it. I'm counting on it too this year. But we'll see. Because biased people hurt your feelings. If so, then get over it. I know, right? I feel like biased people shouldn't be able to talk sports. And I feel like if you think that you're watching biased people talking sports, then you should watch somebody else. Bandos Gaming. Thank you for the comment, brother. Raiders record, says Zay. Off the top, I don't know. But I hate to say it, probably the bottom. they're kind of stuck in the same position that the Bears are in. Even though I think the Bears should be better than the Raiders, but I can't see them leapfrogging the Chargers, the Broncos, or the Chiefs. I'm sorry. I just can't see it yet. Somebody's going to do it, but I don't know who. And I don't think it's going to be the Raiders. They'll have the Offensive Rookie of the Year in Ashton Genty, but that's all I got. Steel Dre, will the match between Orton and Jelly Roll and Logan Paul and McIntyre seem like 2 versus 1 at SummerSlam? Yeah, kinda. The only reason why I'm not gonna trip about that match is because it's SummerSlam, and it's a big PLE, a 2-night PLE. So just let them do what they're gonna do, and we're gonna just. This is, I say, bathroom break, snack break. Want to fix you a snack, fix you a sandwich. This is when you do that during that match if you're not too high on it, because it's SummerSlam. It's the night. It's one night of a 2-night PLE event. So yeah, no big deal. But I think that they definitely should have went Orton and McIntyre just one-on-one. They didn't need those celebrities to be with them. But then again, the bill wasn't too good. So maybe that's just why they're doing it. It's hard to explain anything with the WWE right now. It's hard to make anything that they're doing logical. None of it really is. None of it really is. But if Paul Levesque would stop trying to swerve us and stop trying to prove us marks wrong so much and just book the damn show, we get some better shows. And we're not getting that because I think he's always trying to just fool us. He's always trying to fool us. I've heard he's got industry plants watching everything in the IWC. And once everybody gives him the message that they all know Seth's not hurt, they all know he's going to cash in on Punk, then he'll flip it, only because we know. He needs to stop that shit. He's going to be forced to do something stupid again and get booked into a corner like he did with the whole Seth heel turn and Paul Heyman. Like he did with the Cena heel turn. That was stupid. And they know it was stupid too because they're about to put Cena back babyface before we get to December. Way before. I predict a double turn at SummerSlam. Cody goes heel, Cena goes back babyface. Maybe, just maybe, the final boss comes in to make that story even better and to really, put a stamp on the shit that happened at WrestleMania. I never really wanted Cena anyway. Cody, you finally came to your senses. This is what it is. This is what I wanted. He's got his soul. Boom. They're teasing it right now. Y'all don't see it with the whole Cody don't flinch, all that don't flinch shit. He's already planting the seeds. But let me be quiet, because if Triple H, if Paul Levesque sees this video, he'll change everything just because somebody knows what he's doing. But thank you for the comment, Steel Dre. All right, y'all. I'm finna get out of here. There's a lot of people that like my list, and there's some people that don't like my list. It's okay. We can agree to disagree, but be respectful or you're getting kicked out. Period. Like this dude right here. Let's see here. Boom. Just like that. He's out of here. All you got to do is just watch and shut the fuck up, or you can watch and you can talk and I'll engage with you. But you're going to be respectful. Niner fans, we're not worried. We're not cooked. Nope. Bang, bang. The Cardinals might be better than the 49ers. Explain how. As a matter of fact, don't. Get your own podcast. Okay. Everybody just wants to come in here and just say my team is going to suck. Y'all don't even care about the Seahawks or the Cardinals. Y'all just trolling, man. And your ass ain't going to be nowhere to be found in January. You ain't going to be nowhere to be found in November. Because you'll already know what's up by the time we get to November. Yeah, the 49ers might be cooked. Everyone is in the pup. For now, says Triple X6. Niners are going to hurt other people's feelings, and I'm going to sit back and laugh. Yeah, well, they're not going to be here to watch us laughing because they won't be anywhere to be found. They won't. Okay. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm not responding to anything else you say, brother, because you way off base and you don't even know what you're talking about. So I ain't even repeating his stuff anymore. All right. That's it. I'm done, y'all. I do this noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. If you like the content that I'm bringing you here at the Great Debate Show, come kick it with your favorite Uncle JJ. If you don't like it, just stay your ass away. That's all you got to do. But, you know, like, for you to hate something so much, how are you still here talking and commenting? Find something else better to do then, partner. Jake, who's your favorite subscriber? Huh? You mean subscribe to my channel? Or who I'm subscribed to, Jake? I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm reading that right or not. But if you mean you all, man, shit, all of y'all who come back every time, people like you, people like TC, BJ Edits, Josiah, Yeet, Steel DRE, all of y'all are my favorites because y'all rock with me every day. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me. And you're not here just bashing my takes or saying how bad I am. Ain't nobody got time for all of that. And I ain't gonna read all of that. All right, that's all I got, y'all. Yes, the Niners are my #1 team on the list that are going back to the playoffs. The Cowboys are #2, who I think could be back in the playoffs. The Bengals, they better get to the playoffs. For what everybody's telling me, they better get there. I don't want no more excuses. No excuses for Joe Burrow. Just get to the playoffs. I got the Panthers at 4, and I got the Jets at 5. I know these are a little bit over the top, but how crazy is it going to sound when it happens? A few years ago, I told my former co-host, Nick, who was an Eagle fan, I told him that the Eagles were going to lose 3 straight games before they lost 3 straight games. My Niners were one of those games they lost, too. Just thought I'd add that in there. But he was like, dude, where do you come up with these predictions? And I said, dude, I'm just watching and I can see it. The Niners have lost 3 games, three games straight this year. The Cowboys have already lost 3 games straight this year. I don't know what it is about these threes, but you're going to be the 3rd team to win 3 straight. To lose 3 straight. I believe it was the 2023 season. Yes. The Eagles lost 3 straight immediately after I predicted that. So I know a lot of this stuff be sounding unhinged, but nah, not so much. The more you listen and the more you watch and observe and see it all coming to fruition, you'll be like, damn, know a little something after all, doesn't he? And if you disagree, that's fine. We can agree to disagree, but we gonna be respectful. That's it. My mama always told me if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So why would some of you opening up your mouth if you ain't got nothing nice to say? If you don't like what I'm bringing you, just get the fuck on. Go. Bye. Yeah. Just bye. It's okay. There's plenty of other motherfuckers doing what I do. Hell, you can do it too if you want. Everybody does. Shit. So you gonna watch me? Or you ain't gonna watch me? And that's just that. I do not, Jake. No age requirement, no. What happened to my little man, man? I think he got mad. He might have gotten his feelings because I wasn't letting him in the show every day. Remember the little kid, the 13-year-old out of LA? West something like that, West 13. I ain't seen him in a couple of weeks. I haven't seen him since the NBA Finals, actually. I hope he didn't get mad because I wasn't letting him in. I had plenty of people trying to join me as a guest. And I do that sometimes, too. But ask me first and let me know what you want to talk about. I'm not just going to just click on it and then let you come in. The best team in the NFL? The Eagles. Shit, they're the champions. Yeah, they're going to be the best team until a new team holds up the trophy. You know, in my opinion. Thank you for the comment, though, Dat Boy, J24. And thank you for liking the live stream. Thank you for sharing. Anybody that shared it, gave it a thumbs up. Thank you for all my new followers who decided to follow. And thank you to anybody that decided to subscribe to The Great Debate Show. Even the ones who are not here on YouTube, they still stop by and hit the like button. I appreciate that too. Thank you. All of that helps. The more support I get, the better this show will get and look. Can I get in tomorrow or the next day? I was supposed to get in on the other day. I forgot. Sorry, man. It's okay, Jay. Yeah, we can make it happen. I got your information. Let me know when you're ready. I'll send that link to you. We'll get you in here for a few minutes, brother. Ain't no problem. No problem. Beckham says, thoughts on the Ravens? Shit. It's up for the Ravens. I never have anything bad to say about the Ravens unless I'm talking about their head coach or their coaching staff. I don't think they do a good job at putting the best talent around Lamar Jackson. And it shows when we get to January, but all people want to do is say, oh, Lamar's a bum. But they say nothing about Joe Burrow. He's got more talent on offense, and he hadn't got them to the playoffs in a while. But Lamar gets Rashard Bateman and Zay Flowers to the playoffs. He just got Derrick Henry, so I don't want to hear that. He didn't have him the first 6 years of his career. And he was still getting them to the playoffs every year, but because he wasn't getting to the Super Bowl, nobody makes any excuses for Lamar. I don't like that part. You make excuses for Josh Allen. Yeah, but he almost beat Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, but he still didn't. None of them have. None of them have. And yes, Burrow has, but that shit was 4 years ago. What have you done for me lately? People got mad just because I said Burrow should be number 5, not number 3. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. It's not like I was being disrespectful and said he was number 9. You know, like they said Jalen Hurts was. If y'all want to hear that top 10 list and other lists, I did all that last week. Follow our YouTube channel, The Great Debate Show. And I talked about all of it. NBA top 100, NFL top wide receivers, top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 edge rushers, top 25 teams in the past 25 years. All of those episodes from last week are up right now on the YouTube channel, and it's a pretty good list. If you disagree, that's fine. Let me know your list in the comments down below. We can agree to disagree, but we will be respectful. Well, you won't be able to continue to comment or engage with me anymore. I'm just going to get you out of here. I've been nice for the past 3 months. Nice, 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 nice. And everybody likes that. And I like you. But I ain't going to put up with this, you know, oh, man, this dude just talking. Oh, man, he don't know what he doing, what he talking about. What the fuck you watching for then? Take your ass home. I'm sure there's plenty of other people that do know what they're talking about. You know, like yourself. Because some people just don't think anything that spews out of their mouth is wrong, right? What's up, Lion King 23? AFC East is trash and has been. It has. You're right. Josh Allen has less help than Joe Burrow. You're right about that too. And as far as the East goes, it's time for them to change that. And that's why I got the Jets making my list as far as 5 new teams to make the playoffs. I know they probably won't make it. They'll probably be 7, 8 wins. But I'm going all the way out the window. I'm jumping all the way out there, bitch. I'm putting them in the playoffs. But you're right, Lion King. It has been trash. And 58-60, you're right. Josh Allen, he does have less help than Joe Burrow. You can't get anybody else on here to say that shit, though. They don't want to hear that. Yeah, Josh Allen won the MVP with less. That's why he's my number 1 quarterback right now. Even over Patrick Mahomes. Yes. Because that ball that he threw up when they sent that cover 0 all-out blitz, he put that ball in a good placement for that tight end or receiver to catch it, and he just said, we're not supposed to go to the Super Bowl, right? All right, well, I got to drop it. That looked very suspect. That ball was right there. He could have caught it. I don't know when the Bills are going to the Super Bowl, y'all, if they ever go back. But I do know Josh Allen is the one quarterback that gives us everything we want to see when he's going back and forth with Patrick Mahomes. So I understand why people say he gets closer to Lamar, but he still hasn't beat him. Neither one of them have yet in the playoffs. Josh Allen just gets more credit because he does beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. But that don't count. But I do think Josh is still a bad boy. He has a little bit better arm accuracy than Lamar, even though Lamar's got good arm talent too. But I think just quarterbacking, Josh Allen is a little better. Just football, Lamar's the best football player in the world. Those are my top two quarterbacks. Yes, I moved Patrick Mahomes down a little bit. I know he's probably still everybody's number one, but has he looked like a number one though, statistically? Y'all got to make up y'all mind. When can I look at the numbers and when can I not? When you talk Joe Burrow, you tell me to look at the numbers. When we talk Patrick Mahomes, you tell me don't look at the numbers. I'm confused. Not all of you, just speaking in general. Some of the trolls that come in talking shit just because they don't agree with my assessment. Jake said, I have to go. Have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Yeet. Thank you, Jake. I will be back here tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to talk a little bit more shit on Twitter. Just for about 10 or 15 minutes. If anybody wants to follow me over there. If not, I got to sign off, y'all. Then I got to go pay some bills. But I need to be live on Twitter and Instagram also. So I'm going to do that. If you're not following The Great Debate Show on Instagram or Twitter, please go do so. Also on Facebook. Every day we put out a comment that like really does get people chatting. That NBA top 100 last week with Kobe being number 11, we got like over 100 something comments. Thank you. Come on in and join the fun. We're all talking amongst each other, debating, agreeing, disagreeing, whatever. That top 10 wide receiver list, that quarterback list, it got heated. Some people think Jalen Hurts was disrespected. Some people think that's exactly where he belongs. So that was a great debate. Great. Y'all check all that stuff out. Follow, subscribe. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, officially, all 32 teams will officially be open in training camp. What are the 49ers going to do at wide receiver? Or do they already have answers with that young wide receiver core? I don't know. Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper are still available. Are the Chargers going to call Keenan Allen back for his services? Or will it be the Steelers? Where's Amari Cooper going to go? What happened with him in Buffalo? And why are they not interested in bringing him back? We'll discuss all of that and more tomorrow. And we'll do more football talk. Okay? That'll be tomorrow. Same time. Same channel. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on TikTok. Daniel, random, but can you show us the big goal? There it is, baby. I know I blocked it at times, but yeah, big goal. Everybody loves big goal. Big goal gets more love than I do on this show. Lion King 23, true, man. I'm a big Raven. And this is what I've been saying. Man, I've had y'all in the Super Bowl the past 2 years. And so I just cannot continue to do that. You know, they say insanity is when you continue to do the same thing over and over and you're getting no results. I'm getting no results putting the Ravens in the Super Bowl. As much as I like them, as much as I love their quarterback, everybody knows that. I love Lamar. A lot of people hate me for loving Lamar so much. I don't give a fuck. It's my show. I talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. But I do love Lamar. But I ain't going to keep taking up for him or make any excuses for him. I don't do that. He does need to be better in the postseason. Until he is, I'm not putting him in the Super Bowl this year. I've had them in the Super Bowl in 2023 to face my Niners. It was the Niners and the Chiefs instead. I had them last year to face the Lions. Neither one of them was in there. It was the Chiefs again. And the Eagles. Somebody told me the other day, man, I'm tired of seeing them 49ers and them Eagles and them Rams, same three teams, back and forth. That's how it's kind of been for the past 6-7 years. I don't know what to say. Somebody else needs to do better. Who will that be? Will we see a different team in the NFC represent Super Bowl 60? Other than the Eagles, other than the Niners, other than the Rams. But if you look back at it, Those have been the teams in the Super Bowl. Last year was the Eagles. Year before that, it was the Niners. Year before that, it was the Eagles. The year before that, it was the Rams. We had the Buccaneers that one year. Then after that, before that, it was the Niners. Before that, it was the Rams. Before that, it was the Eagles. For the past 8 years, outside of that 1 year Tampa Bay went in 2020, it's been one of those three teams representing the NFC. It's about time somebody stand up and change that, right? We'll see who does it, if anyone. Beckham says thoughts on Ravens. Oh, I read that already. Okay, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I'm about to go to X for a minute. And, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And, yeah, we'll find something to talk about with football. Maybe more on Caleb Williams. Can someone convince me on how the Bears are going to leapfrog one of those three teams that made the postseason last year in the NFC North? Am I wrong for thinking the Tennessee Titans are going to be right on the Houston Texans' ass this year? I think that highly of their new quarterback. And want to, wish a speedy recovery for Will Levis, who is now out for the season with a some type of shoulder injury. I don't think he was playing anyway, but still hate that he's hurt. My favorite wrestler is Ricochet. Ricochet is a pretty good wrestler. He's a pretty good wrestler. He's hated on the IWC out here, but yeah, he's a pretty good wrestler. All right. You can watch NFL and WWE. I can. It's not always easy to watch either at times, but yes, I can. Camden. All right. Giants, Redskins, Cowboys was hard too. Roman is the GOAT. Lamar passing stats is every category better than Allen, says Stephen Covington. Yeah, he was close to being MVP again, but I was glad he didn't win it because I'm tired of people saying that's why he gets more flack, because he's winning MVPs and not Super Bowl MVPs. So I wish he stopped doing that. Yeah, you got to have a good year. Yeah, you got to win, get your team in the Super Bowl. But I wish he wouldn't have so many damn MVPs. It really hurts when you don't have the Super Bowl ring to show for it. And numbers don't always tell the full story. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. Lou, you're right. Numbers don't always tell the full story. They don't. That's why I tell people all the time, stop giving me Joe Burrow's numbers. He was great, but they still missed the playoffs. Why is that? They don't have a defense. Why is that? Why are they not good enough to overcome that? I'm just saying. Damn. All right, y'all. I'm out. I done said it a few times. What do you think about the Saints this season? Not much, Jay. I'm sorry, not much. If they do anything other than finish at the bottom, it'll be an improvement. They will exceed my expectations. I'm sorry. I got Carolina. I got high hopes for them. Tampa Bay, I still love Baker and Mike Evans. And Atlanta is supposed to be better. I'm not sold on their defense. It's a little more. Hard to beat the Chiefs with the refs missing calls. Ain't that the truth? Says Bills Mafia. Tell me about it. That's why Josh stay in the playoffs, but how many number one seeds? I think that changes this year, though, with the Chiefs. I don't think they're a number one seed. I don't think they win the AFC West. It's time for a change. And I think the Denver Broncos, if Bo Nix has gotten any better, and if they will bring in a number two receiver, that defense is scary, nasty, stingy, gonna be good. And I hate to throw this theory out there, but I am a conspiracy theorist sometimes. The last time the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl, played in a Super Bowl, it was in Santa Clara, Levi Stadium, 10 years ago. Super Bowl 50, they beat the Carolina Panthers. This year, the Super Bowl will be in Santa Clara, Levi Stadium, Super Bowl 60. What if they were to make it again in that stadium? What if they were to go back and win again in that stadium? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. All they have to do is bring in an Amari Cooper or somebody right now. They need another receiver, I think. But as far as the running game, they may finally have that fixed. O-line is good. Defense is great. Sean Payton is calling the plays. I think it's up for the Broncos. They had a good year. Surprisingly, quietly, Patrick Surtain is still there. They added some of my players, Greenlaw and Hufanga. If they stay healthy, and that's a big if, but if they stay healthy, yeah, sky's the limits for the Broncos. I think this is the year where the predictability stuff finally changes. It's too easy to say Houston's winning the South, KC's winning the West, Baltimore's winning the North, Buffalo's winning the East. That's too easy. I think the Broncos have something to say about the West. And I think if the Bengals are who y'all say they are, they should have something to say about the North. We'll see. Are the Bengals even going to leapfrog the Steelers? That's what we need to find out. All right. G-Man. What do you want to talk about, G-Man? Oh. Did they leave? Who going to win the South? In the NFC? Probably Tampa Bay. But only one team makes the playoffs out of the NFC South every year, and it's the winner of the division. I've got Carolina making the playoffs. They probably have to win the division to do it. I know it sounds crazy to say Carolina, but hey, I think that team is going to surprise a lot of people. I think this is going to be a surprising year. Just like the NBA. Bengals defense super trash. Well, they still better make the playoffs. I know that. C-Diggs, thanks for the comment. They better make the playoffs still. I'm sorry, I have Tampa making the playoffs. I have them making the playoffs every year as well. But things change. Nothing stays the same. Somebody's got to come up and somebody's got to go down in order for that team to come up. We just don't know who these teams are going to be. Tampa and the Saints compete to win the division. Y'all, I don't know what y'all see in the Saints. I'm sorry. What, Kellen Moore? The fact that Derek Carr is gone? Who's their quarterback? I don't know what y'all see in the Saints, man. Are y'all being biased or y'all just see something in the Saints? Tell me who's your team. Because, you can't say I'm biased and then you just drop a comment and then run off. It's like throwing a brick high in your hand. Are the Saints your team? Broncos going to compete for the division. Now that we can agree on, C-Diggs. I won't be surprised if they win it. Marvin Mims is a good wide receiver too. Okay. Under Sean Payton, yeah, I guess so. I still think they could use another body, in my opinion. Live goal achieved. All right. Thank you for that. And that rose. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get on up out of here. I wish T.O.'s son would be pretty good and work out for us. Tariq Owens. He's been on the practice squad for a year or two, and I don't know. Kyle Shanahan is terrible at drafting receivers. He's terrible. Okay. 49ers for life. 925 Bay Area in the building. Jose Gonzalez. Thank you for the comment, brother. Bang, bang. Can we agree the Broncos have the best defense currently? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, says Brave. I've already said that. Hell, I have them winning the West. What's up to Bright? Seaman or something like that in the building. He's liking the live. He liked the live. He followed also. Thank you for that. Mello says, what do you think about Washington? I think y'all will be fine. And you could be back in the NFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl. But you got to take care of your receiver, Terry McLaurin. Don't know why they haven't done that. And I would like for Marshawn Lattimore to stay healthy. And I would like for Von Miller to stay healthy and be productive for a change. Okay, I know for a fact that phone is about to go dead, so I got to leave whether I want to or not. Ravens defense going to be nasty or might be nasty too. Yeah, the Ravens are always going to be good enough. It's just when it's time to be good, they're usually not. And I hope that changes for Lamar's sake, but Marco said Niners forever. Bang, bang. All right, it did it. It went dead on me. So this is where I sign off, and this is where I'll make my exit. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. I'll be back tomorrow, again, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, on YouTube and TikTok. Until we yeet again, I got to go pay some bills, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. Peace. Be safe out there.